All right, guys, we are back for another episode of our Hustle podcast. I'm Faith Barrett, and today we have a special guest, really one of my favorite secret ninjas that has made our lives so much easier. This is Brett, Westside Laundry Wash, and we'll get into kind of like the background of what you guys do and why you have been such a huge asset to our lives. If you picked up any hints, laundry is a key in helping us run more efficiently. But this podcast is all about basically helping people see ways to build passive income, understand the hustle behind where you got and how you got there, hearing success and failures along the way to really just inspire you. So why don't you introduce, where you guys obviously own Westside Laundromat, but I know that there's been probably many businesses before that. So maybe give a background and, we'll dive in.
Okay. Well, we started off in '92. I bought Shasta Pizza Company.
Okay.
So I started a pizza shop in '92, right down the road on Hartnell and Victor, and actually grew up and had 5 of them.
Okay.
Grew and did that for 27 years.
Did you grow up making pizza, or did you just learn it? Was it just more of a
I
number?
grew up in the industry in Southern California. My brother had 70 stores.
70 pizza stores?
Yes.
Wow.
He had 70 pizza shops.
Okay.
And so at about age 14, started working and just, taking the trash out, cutting up onions, dicing tomatoes, flipping dough, just kind of, worked my way into it. Never intended on owning a pizza shop. But my brother started using, my dad's a beekeeper, so he started using my dad's honey in the dough versus sugar. And so as I was working with my dad and my brother, I started thinking, this might be a good opportunity. So we drove up the coast, up Highway 101 from Ventura, Santa Barbara, drove into Redding, and went into several pizza shops. About the 4th one I went into, the gentleman said, "Hey, $20,000."
Wow.
And so
1992.
And I said, "Hey, I got to jump at that opportunity." Since then, like I said, we've owned 5 pizza shops. Along the way, we've also started You Call, We Haul, a hauling business.
You Call, We Haul. That's
yes,
cool. That's
yeah,
clever.
yeah. And then we semi-retired about 5 years ago.
Before we break off of that, so
Yes.
would you say the secret to a good pizza crust is honey?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Honey versus sugar, and then olive oil versus vegetable oil.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Makes a big difference.
We'll put a pin in that.
Okay.
And not jumping off too much. Was there what was your most popular pizza? Did you have a Shasta Pizza is known for this pizza?
I would say,
or was it more like the dough?
The mountain.
The mountain.
The mountain pizza. Yeah.
Okay.
And I would say the dough is the most.
Was the most popular.
Absolutely
known.
And it still exists today. It's still down the street. There's still one in Anderson. There's if I'm not mistaken, I think there's 3 still.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's still rocking and rolling.
Okay,
so the
we got the
product is
pizza.
there.
We got the pizza. We got the You Call, We Haul.
Yep.
Do you still have that going?
Nope. I sold that as well.
Okay.
And semi-retired.
Semi-retired. So you sold the pizza company.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And then about 5 years ago, semi-retired, our washer broke. And so we ended up having to go do laundry, having kids. And we went into several laundromats. Half of the machines weren't working. Mm-hmm. We went into the one by Ace Hardware. There was just, it was disarray, trashed, people in there drinking.
It's feels like the stereotypic of a laundromat of
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And so the wife looked at me and said, I know we can do much better than this. Maybe we should own a laundromat. So about 6-8 months later, we went in and asked the gentleman if he'd sell
for $20,000.
No, I wish. Yes, exactly. And we bought it just 4 years ago. About 4 years ago now.
And you're located where?
We're on El Reno, right next to
Reno.
Ace Hardware on 273.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you bought it, obviously, did you just see, it sounds like you obviously work and based off of numbers and, hey, I'll figure it out, or I see an opportunity in my background, I can make it better. I mean, it's not like you ever learned anything about laundry growing up. I mean, everybody does laundry, but you know, what were you like nervous to buy a laundromat, or was it
Oh,
just
absolutely. Absolutely. Had no knowledge of the laundromat business. Just as far as being a business owner, a small business owner, I felt, and part of a small community, I could easily do well just by running a business like you would any other place.
Yeah.
Along the way, there's been some interesting, learning curves, so to speak. You have to, really get to know your community. And back to what we talked about earlier, when I've done the free laundry day for the 2.5 years, we really got to know all of the locals. That really helped a lot. Just bringing them in and serving them food, giving them a chance to do, 6-8 loads of laundry, really made a big difference. Now our laundromat stays clean. The people that go there are very courteous.
Respectful.
Yes, respectful, courteous to each other.
You kind of broken the stereotype of
exactly.
like what somebody thinks when they feel laundromat or whatnot.
That's right.
So when you opened it, I know like you told me like you have to buy new machines. Like, did you just like create like a standard of like every machine is brand new, or like how much money did you, not that we need exact dollar amounts, but was it a lot of an upfront investment? I mean, because I know
lots
in
of
real
money
estate,
up front.
everybody loves the passive income of a laundromat or like storage units, where it's like there's not a lot of overhead cost to, there is cost in terms of like the maintenance of everything. So it's like once you get that standard, obviously it becomes self-sufficient in some ways, but everybody likes that type of model of investment because it's, you don't need 10 plus employees like a pizza business where somebody's opening, closing,
Correct.
whatnot. So was that kind of a model that attracted you with the laundromat? Was the simplicity of not so much overhead like the pizza company, or was it just like, hey, I know this is going to be profitable? What kind of like attracted you to that type of model?
I would say no employees.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am my own employee.
I am my own employee. But after having the pizza shops for 27 years, the employees are a challenge. And going into the laundromat business, you're under the impression it is, you don't have to have employees to be successful. Once we've been getting going here about 4 years, you realize you need somebody on site most of the time.
Yeah.
Because your machines get, every person puts quarters in or opens the door different. You need to explain to them, hey, Faith, this door, shuts this easy. You don't have to slam the door. You don't have to, reef on the coin machine to get the quarters out. You have to you have to teach your customers.
How to take care of the washing in the dryer like it's their own.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the cost up front is more significant than you would think. Everything, the price have gone up, 2023 now the cost has just gone through the roof.
You were saying like even the sewer, like for like the connection, it's just like all those nuts and bolts of like things people don't think about. They just see, like people just stick quarters in and I make money. It's like, no. There's like the sewer, the
vents need to be cleaned every day.
Yeah.
Your drains get clogged with
You're proficient now in laundry.
That's right. And also, if you've noticed, in our little small town, think about the last time you've seen a laundromat open?
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
Because the costs are so significant. The city comes in and is not open to you opening up a laundromat. It's very, very it takes your resources, the water, the gas.
It's a lot of hidden costs. People, like you said, don't like really realize.
There's a lot of hidden costs you don't realize. Correct.
So once you got like started, like I think where you change that stereotype, you improve the kind of model of the laundromat essentially for Reading, because you will drive around and you'll see vacancies, you'll see like rundown, options. One thing that I think that you pivoted so well is I think a lot of people, and I think it's such a genius, concept, is just that you have a laundromat. I don't need to go to the laundromat if I have a washer and dryer at my house. So I think where you creatively saw like an opportunity, which I'll let you share your, greatness of what we utilize now, is, just the opportunity of servicing everybody who needs laundry service, not just the person who doesn't, is in an apartment and doesn't have that, so maybe you can talk about your delivery and.
Well, this is all new learning to
Yeah.
us. So for the first year and a half, we just maintained the laundromat.
Mhm.
We made sure our machines were clean, up and working, making sure the floors are cleaned, your vents are cleaned out every day, your windows are washed, so on and so forth. Once we've got that established, we started finding we had a lot of these construction gentlemen would come in and see us
Mhm.
and ask us to wash their clothes and take it back to their hotel.
Mhm.
They were at hotels. These are out-of-town guys doing PG&E work, doing building the new courthouse, so on and so forth. So we really started thinking, hey, there's another little niche here.
Right.
And so once you're involved in the laundry world, the laundromat owners all kind of talk to each other.
Mhm.
And so we started talking to all these other laundromat owners from all these other states and cities. They offered this fluff and fold service, which has been going for several years. In Reading, nobody has heard about it.
Mhm.
And so a very, very small, voice is out there talking about this. So these construction guys come, they have, instead of working all day and going and spending 2-3 hours at the laundromat, they just drop it off. Now they can relax,
Yep.
get ready for the next day. So we got on board and got a website,
Mhm.
which is very crucial.
Yep.
Back to my Shasta Pizza days, I never decided to advance with this new technology that has come forth. I'm old school, just shake your hand, let's make you a good pizza. But now with the laundromat, we've had to go with this website. Now everything is all phone.
Yep.
It's all website direct.
Technology.
So these gentlemen don't even have to talk to us. They can leave their clothes at the front desk.
Mhm.
We drive the van, we pick it up, we do their laundry, we drop it off in the office. They come, they don't even have to contact us.
Yeah.
And so now since then, we've begun to do schools, Airbnbs.
Personal residence.
Personal residence. Yep, personal residence, and a lot of travelers. Just a lot of families that just don't have time. There's a lot of mothers out there. The kids play sports. They do music. They travel. They play on traveling teams. They don't have time.
Yeah.
And both parents are working.
Yeah.
So we kind of just filled that void with the niche. And shoot, we've been doing 2.5 years now, and we're growing about 30% a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Would you say like the pickup and delivery, kind of that side of services, like, would you say it's almost split? Because like the laundromats, people actually walking in, would you say that carries like a higher percentage of your business?
Yes. The walk-in right now is about 60%.
Okay.
And the self-serve walk-in is about 60%, and 40% now is the wash and fold.
And just imagine if you didn't like see that opportunity and adapt, like just like you adapted with technology, like, for somebody like me, I don't need to walk into a laundromat, but if you tell me, hey, I'm going to pick up your clothes, do it for you and drop it off the next day. And that's like the thing I think that most people like, being able for you to come pick up my clothes. I do use Brett. They're amazing. Come pick up my clothes and then drop it off the next day. It's like a no-brainer,
Yep.
For some people that are listening, are curious, how much is it per load or pound? Sorry.
We are charging $2.25 a pound. We do have a minimum of 15 pounds for drop off.
Mm-hmm.
and a minimum of 25 pounds for delivery, which is not too hard to meet.
Yeah.
Give you an example, a family of 4 uses 250 pounds goes through 250 pounds minimum a month.
Mm.
That
Wow.
gives you an example. The wintertime tends to be a little more.
Mm-hmm.
You wear heavier clothes.
Yep.
Summertime, a little bit less. You wear summer clothes. But it's really great service as well if you have company.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you have a family coming for Turkey Day or Christmas.
Yeah.
You need time to get the blankets out, your pillows out, all those sheets and things that you don't normally get out.
Yeah.
And your machine isn't, you already have your piles of laundry.
You're like, let's
And
use somebody else.
now we come in, we fill that void. We're able to just come pick it up. You don't even have to waste your time. It's all online. You don't even have to talk to us.
Yeah.
It's all, through the computer.
Yeah. So what made you, so backing up, you obviously got into the laundromat world. Kind of, did you feel like a lot of the things that you learned from growing Shasta Pizza rolled over into the laundromat, or did you, like, for some people listening, like, I mean, you started that in 1992.
Yep.
I wasn't even like an idea, or actually I probably was an idea.
Yeah.
I wasn't there yet. But what made you like retire? Was it like successful and you were just kind of done running that, and it sounds like you got bored and you saw an opportunity? What's kind of your mindset between all these different businesses, like the you call, we haul, like, ideas of, building something great? Do you just see leveraging something that you build and then selling it as like a really good way of you investing in businesses, versus I think some people will build something and hold on to it for 30, 40 years
Yes.
and then pass it along? It seems like you have like a different model for that, like from Shasta Pizza closing and moving into laundromat. Like, is that just what you love to do, build good businesses and then sell them, or?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
I
Put you on the spot.
I feel the pizza business was really, really good to me. I felt like I was going to pass it on to my children. But then I realized how hard I worked and the amount of time and effort you have to put in. I would rather have my kids
profit somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah. Go to school, and not to say that a small business is not the way to go, but I would just hope they would take a different angle. And so, and I had made enough money to semi-retire and kind of just kick it, and then being hyper and ADHD, I thought, hey, I got to do something. You can only fish so much and hit the golf ball so much, and now it's time to try something else.
Yeah.
And I really do enjoy building businesses from scratch. That there's something to be said that's very successful or very rewarding to yourself, that you can make it in the place that nobody can make it. That's very rewarding to get to that spot. But with the laundromat business, it is a generational wealth you're creating. It is not something you sell. That is something that you keep and then pass it down to your children.
As you build a system for it.
As you build a system for it. And you are going to have employees as well as the pizza shop, but the employees are not going to be as many, or
Yeah.
yeah.
It's dictating how you want to have employees underneath you, or like how does your team players look like when you're building a business?
Yes.
For real estate, it's, hey, I'm a sole proprietor. Like, it's just me and my husband, and we have people on our team, but like, they are, commission based. Like, I don't owe them anything. So it's like, it definitely is a different mindset. So for almost, I'm going to do quick math, 31 years in the business, or running a business from the ground up, what would you say is your kind of key lessons you've learned? I mean, you don't have to rattle off 10, but like, what are some top things you feel like you've learned, or, maybe would tell somebody differently if they were like, hey, I want to start up a business in a more general, not so much like specific based to pizza, but like
in general.
In general.
I would say the one most consistent thing you want to be is work hard and be there every day, and just don't give up.
Yeah.
Because it will happen. It will come to fruition if you just will it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to stay with it, and you have to keep working, and you just will it to fruition, and it happens.
Yeah.
But I think listening to your customers as well is important. You have to talk to your customers and ask them, just like with the laundromat business. I've purchased new machines along the way in over 4 years. The machines I have bought have come due to the questions and answers I'm asking to my customers. The customers dictate what kind of machines you want in there.
Mm-hmm.
So the more you ask your customers and talk to your customers, they'll tell you what they want in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you obtain those machines. Now they're being used. Versus with the pizza business, you can only ask the customers about what kinds of pizzas or
what's the feedback or
it's a different
dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a totally different dialogue. So,
but I still think they like correlate because like, you know, you make a pizza and somebody says,
yeah.
I don't like that. Then maybe you change it and adapt to
Yes.
it. But
Yeah.
it's not like running, you think you have the way or the highway and like, oh, I know always like when you're in customer service, it's like the customer is always right.
Yeah.
That's always been like the motto of like businesses. And, you know, I think there is some truth to that. I also think, you know, there's some unreasonable people, but I think there's some truth to that. But I think like you're saying, like the people standing in front of you actually is the secret answer to if you want to adapt and improve, you'll gain a larger network of people who want to utilize you. Or it's going to hurt you if you don't, you know, want to adapt because then they're going to say, this isn't for me. I move on to something else, you know?
Yes. Yeah. And that's okay. And that's okay. But, also, you, as a business owner, you have to realize it's all on you versus, when you have, employees, you can rely on the employees a little bit. You can lean on the employees. So with the pizza shop, I was able to lean on employees. With the laundromat, there's no you
show up, you get paid, and you pay yourself essentially.
That's right. Yes, exactly right. So you have to really,
Yeah. You kind of like be your own critique of your performance.
That's
like,
right.
you know, and it's the same thing with real estate. It's like
some days you don't have good days.
Yeah. You don't. What would you, for like the pizza and even probably the laundromat, I think also like for some people, some years you are just breaking even or some years you're losing money. Like for starting up from the ground up, how long did you feel like it? I mean, you've only been 4 or 5 years in like the laundromat business, but the pizza obviously was longer. Was a struggle just trying to get to that point where you were actually profitable and, you know, seeing the profit, or were you just kind of found the profit right from the beginning?
No, it's taken a couple years, about 2.5 years before you start finding the profit zone.
Yeah.
You have to invest that money back into the laundromat. So all of the profit you just put right back into the laundromat, purchasing new equipment, new machines, painting, new hood fan, new swamp coolers, new coin machine, new soap machine.
Yeah.
You just invest it right back into the laundromat.
And I think that's like so important because I think some people get so excited of like, I opened a business and I got my paycheck, and it's like, yeah, you did, but you're also still have all these other costs. I mean, the same thing with real estate. You have to put money back into the business. And I think for anybody who's listening or watching or whatnot, it's like, if you want to start a business, like you have to be realistic of like knowing actually when you're going to be profitable I'm not saying you can't be profitable from the very beginning, but like knowing what you're going to do with those profits to increase the profitability down the road. Or are you going to kind of just keep it to a certain point where, you make some money and you do well, but you reach almost like your threshold because you're not pouring back into the business. And I think when you don't allow a profit of, whatever you made that year to dictate, and you can look past that and say, what can I do now to double that or triple that?
Correct.
That to me is somebody who can build substantial passive income versus the short-term one of like, oh, I made $100,000, this year, kind of thing. And this is mine, and I'm going to go on a vacation, and I'm not going to do anything back to my business.
Okay. And that's a great point. if you drive around Reading and look at all the other laundromats, you'll see exactly what you're talking about. Because those other laundromats are taking the profit and not putting the money back in. You could see from the equipment they're using.
Yep.
100%. You could see from the equipment they're using, they're not investing their money back in. They're just
comfortable.
Yeah.
Or they're like, I didn't use my profits well, and so now I'm just like basically just holding a space to keep my door open.
That's
just
right.
to be
And
there.
it's just what you said. You take the 100,000 and okay, you're gone. Instead of putting that back in, whether it's advertising on the door, or whether it's stickers on your machines, or so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So now with the laundromat business, which is really interesting with this Fluff and Full, what we're talking about, it's wide open.
Yeah.
There's no other business in town that's doing this, except for there's a couple other laundromats that are doing it part-time, half-heartedly.
Yeah.
But there's nobody doing it wide open like we are. The opportunity there is tremendous. It's just wide open.
It's like in any business, finding where, you could improve on a service that somebody else isn't capitalizing on, and doubling down on that and making it your statement of unique pitch. We're a laundromat, we're clean, we break all stereotypes, but we also take care of maybe more the higher end buyer or consumer that might not walk into a laundromat. So I think it's really cool. I mean, I think you have so much knowledge and history of 31 years, from pizzas to you call, we haul, and the laundromat. Real quick, are you feeling like you have an itch to expand into something? Are you happy with the laundromat right now? It seems like you're doing really well. Like, do you have like new horizons of places to branch into?
Yes, I'd like to go into real estate.
I'd like
to catch you. Yeah, I'd like to go to real estate.
Yeah, I mean, it's always great, but it's no semi-retiring
no semi-retiring. Now I would like to work hard and buy another laundromat.
That's awesome.
It'd be fun to buy another laundromat.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, I say that you guys changed our lives in terms of for us, we're really busy people. So if you have not experienced Westside Laundromat and their pickup service and everything like that, where do they just go online? Where can
they could go to westsidewash.com.
Okay.
And all the information is there.
And your lives will be changed.
And your lives will be changed. Absolutely. Believe me, man, listen to this. Your lives will be changed.
If you're listening and you want to, improve
you want to go to the lake. If you want to go to the lake a little more, catch some more fish.
Make your wife happy.
Very happy.
No, but seriously, they have been amazing. So thank you so much for coming on, sharing
thank you for having me.
Yeah,
this is
your
cool.
31 years of pizzas and whatnot.
Yeah.
You'll have to make us the mountain one time
absolutely.
and try the dough.
Oh, yeah.
But if you are, wanting to switch up your routine, improve your daily life with Westside Wash Laundromat, give them a call or sign up for your first pickup, and I promise you'll be hooked. So
yes.
On the next week of our podcast, we'll see you next week on the Hustle Podcast and go from there.
All right. Thank you, Faith. I appreciate it.